So I like to say Barak Tegehawa, Barak Tegehawa Shah, Barak Tegehawa, Barak Tegehawa Shah, Bahashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So real quick, because I was getting into truth, which I want to pull that out in the book of Psalms. What is that? The book of Psalms 119 and 142. 119 and 142, I believe. It talks about the commandments of truth. Let me see. 142. Right. This is it. Salaki. Right, so this is Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is truth. So the truth is the law. The truth is also the Lord, because he is the truth. Right? That's why we keep the law of the Lord, because he is truth. The law is the truth. And it's like, if it's written in the scriptures, then how are you blatantly ignoring it? Right? So I wanted to grab this as well in Malachi. I think that's Malachi 2 and 6. So let me grab this in Malachi 2 and 6. Malachi 2 and 6, it says, I'll start up a couple verses. It says, and ye shall know that I have sent thee, Salakia, and ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith Yahweh of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. And that's what we're doing. We're speaking the law of truth, and we're turning many away from their iniquity. Right? So going back to 2 John. 2 John chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the elder unto the elect lady and her children, whom I love in truth. And again, what is the truth? To keep the other commandments. We got that in Psalms 119, 142, Malachi 2 and 6. It says, and not I only, but also all they that have known the truth, for the truth's sake, which dwelleth in us, and shall be with us forever. Grace be with you, mercy and peace from the Most High the Father. And you know that truth is in us. And why do I say that truth is in us? Now, I'm not talking about that we are in the new covenant, but in a sense, the truth is in us, because, for an example, right? You know that killing somebody is bad. You know that. Or when I say killing, I mean murder, because according to the commandments, when you put somebody to death for, like, being a sodomite or, etc., you're actually killing them, but it's a righteous killing. But when you murder somebody, you're murdering somebody out of the intent of hate or malice or something like that, or jealousy. So like Jake do today, when Jake just murdering because he was called the name. So in other words, Salakia, bear with me for a second. Right. So Salakia. So in other words, it's in us because we know right from wrong. You walk into a store, you know it's wrong to steal, right? You know it's wrong to steal. But the problem is that you're not remembering other basic laws. You don't, like, who grows up thinking that anything that we eat is wrong, really? But you still have a sense of, I don't want to eat that because that's disgusting. Like, you're not going to grow up wanting to eat a roach. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see a roach, you're not really going to want to eat it. But also, you will see something like a locust, And you'll say, oh, that's nasty too. I don't want to eat a locust. But guess what? We can eat locusts. So it's because we grew up not knowing the basics of the laws, the statutes, and commandments, right? We don't know little basic. Well, we do, but growing up, you don't know basic laws, man. Basic laws that's written in the scriptures. So it's in us to know, but now it's time for us to be bringing these things out. And the only way you can do it is by being taught them now, because you're not being taught them at home, right? You wake up in the morning as a child, and what's happening is that your parents, if you have any, are getting you ready to go to school to learn how to be a slave in this society. But you're not waking up and they're opening up the Bible, going over the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord, and telling you this is the judgment that'll come to you if you break his law, statutes, commandments. That's not happening in the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American household. So you're not knowing basic things. So now, as you're growing, and then you go to the Christian church with your Christian family members, now they're teaching you it's okay for you to eat shrimp, pork, all this abominable food. And then they pull out scriptures to try to justify it with no understanding behind it. And now it's embedded in you to defend those lies. It's embedded in you to defend that. And it's not even true. It's not truth. And it's actually going to lead you to being destroyed. And ultimately, it's because the Most High wants you that way. I mean, if we was to be 100, like Jay say, if we want to be 100, it's because the Lord is okay. The Lord have set you up to be in that situation, to be destroyed, to believe wholeheartedly in Christianity. Just like the Lord put it in Pharaoh, the heart of Pharaoh, to let his people go. So as he hardened the heart of Esau. So it's no different than you Christians, how the Lord have hardened your heart to really defend Christianity or these other bugged out religions, right? So again, it's in us to know righteousness. It's in us to know righteousness, but we need that tutor, we need that teacher, and Jake finally have gotten to getting that teacher. Starting off with, Bob Bivens and the elders and apostles and everything like that, right? So now let's keep going. So 2 John 1 and 2, for the truth's sake which dwelleth in us and shall be with us forever, grace be with you, mercy and peace be. Now, why is grace, mercy, and peace is now being given unto us? Because now we know how to pray ultimately to be forgiven for the sins that we commit. That it's like this is the thing, right? We commit sins, and a lot of times we commit sins unwillingly, right? And what I mean by that is, for an example, like the foods we eat. We know by eating the foods is defiled. We know that because it's written in the scriptures. For ye shall eat their defiled breads. So we know even eating beef, turkey, lamb, we know eating those meats is righteous according to the Bible, but we know they are defiled. We know that. Because why? Let me explain to you why. There was a video a while back, and these people, the farms were being secretly recorded. And these videos came out on how they were treating the animals and what they was doing. So they will put a cow in a grinder. They will put a pig in a grinder, and they will grind that pig up, and then they will toss cows in the same grinder, and then wrap up the meat and tell you that it's 100% beef, when there's pork in that shit too. But you will look on the ingredients and they'll still tell you beef. Shit, I picked up meat a while back, man. The big ass label on it that said 100% beef. I turned it around, looked on the ingredients, and it said pork on that. Now, what if I would have took that thinking it was just 100% beef, cooked it, and ate it, and then found out the last minute by picking up the wrapper, looking on the back of it and saying, damn, that was pork in it. Now I just ate pork. But the label said 100% beef. So by being in this kingdom, these are the problems that we run into. These are the sins that we commit. And there's many other sins you commit. Being with your woman, being with the woman you got now, you committed adultery, man. You're committing adultery being with her. There's no escape from that. You already committed adultery. I've committed adultery multiple times. The moment you entered that girl and she had other men before you, you committed adultery. So I'm going to end it from there and say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double ones to your apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.